So when you have water damage to your floors and baseboards, there's a little bit of a difference sometimes on how you can handle the claim. So I'm going to show you the right way to do it. So don't go rushing off to call your insurance company just yet. Hopefully you get a few tips from this video. My name's Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in Florida. Let's get into the video. So as I mentioned, my name's Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster here in the state of Florida. Here's my contact information. What makes these claims sometimes of floors is a little bit tricky is where did the water come from? So out of 10 claims, 3 to 5 out of 10, okay, the water source can't be identified. Now, I'm talking, and we'll get into that, but if you know how the water damage occurred, get it fixed. Is it a pipe break? Water line issue? Something on the kitchen sink? Whatever it might be. If you know it, get it fixed. Keep the invoice for the repair and make sure that if it's a sudden leak that just happened out of the blue, the plumber puts in there sudden leak in kitchen pipe under the sink was found, okay, and it was repaired. Keep it very simple. If it's any other type of situation, right, you just want the plumber to put in there, let's see, refrigerator line cracked, repaired, that's it. Cast iron pipes, anything with a backup of overflow, if the toilet backed up, same thing, plumber. Toilet backed up, causing overflow of water, damage, whatever, the floors, and the clog was found and fixed, and whether it's roots or whatever the causation may have been, right? It's okay to put that in there, but keep it very simple. You just want them to keep it to a couple lines. Now, this 3 out of 5 and 10 where it can't be found on what the damage is, let's make believe this is a house. This is where we normally see things of this nature come into play. So you're going to find that a lot of times what happens is that there are little hairline cracks on your stucco, okay? Can't barely see them. Now, more than likely, this is from settlement, just from age of the house. But if you did have a hurricane, it could be cause of that. Okay, so let's say over here there's a window. And you have damage to your floors right around this area. We could say right around this area. Okay? Everywhere else in this house is perfectly fine. Let's say these are 2 bathrooms. Bathroom 1, or bedroom. Bedroom 1, bedroom 2. So you notice the floors are wet. If there's no water source, which are unlikely to be, it's probably these little hairline cracks, believe it or not. Water gets in there, seeps through the walls, gets to the floors, damages the floors. Now something like this with the window could be one of 2 things. It could be back to number 1, or it could be the window. Okay? So the window, if it's older, when it was sealed with whatever application they use, right, so that leaks don't get in there, probably just wore down from over the years. So when it rains, water gets in there, leaks, same thing, goes down the wall, floors get wet after it goes on and on and on. Hopefully this gives a little bit of insight to these floor damage claims and what happens a little bit sometimes when people can't identify what happened. So after the initial step of identifying the issue, if you identified it, okay, before you call everybody else in, before you call your insurance company, before you call water mitigation, before anything, make sure you know what the issue is. And keep on trying to have people come in, contractors, until you find out what it is. All right. Next step will be to get these people involved. Water mitigation, mold remediation. Because you want them to help prevent the mold, especially if you're in Florida. But what's important also, they will document the damages of the water. Very important. So they don't do repairs. They only do quote unquote mitigation work. Dry out, humidifiers, etc., so that mold doesn't develop with the moisture of the water. So again, before you call the insurance company, the next step after the previous two, which is identify the issue, contacting water mitigation. Third step is going to be, let's evaluate the damages. All right. What are you dealing with? Are you dealing with a claim that is worthwhile to file? So my philosophy on this, I have tier levels on when you should and shouldn't file a claim. If after your deductible, okay, the claim is between 0 and 5,000, I wouldn't file the claim. If after your deductible, 5 to 10,000 in damages, it's a gray area. It depends on your financial status. I've represented people where a claim's been 7,000, 8,000, their deductible might be 1,000 or 2,500, and they've told me, Mike, listen, I don't even have the 6,000 or the 7,000 after deductible to repair everything, so I need to file the claim. Okay, easy answer, no big deal. But again, I wouldn't file it if it was after your deductible less than 5,000. It's not worth it. Obviously, automatically after your deductible, $10,000 or more, yes, not even a question. Do me a favor if you can. Please give me a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. It'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, now you've gone through the 3 stages we pointed out. Do you file the claim yet? No. You should give thought as to whether you want to hire somebody to represent you if you are in Florida. Because of the way insurance companies are, I would highly recommend it. You don't have to. I'm just saying that's my recommendation. An attorney is basically now, because of the new laws, where attorney fees are no longer paid for by insurance companies. And the attorney fees, which are and will be 40% if they have to file a lawsuit, will be taken from your settlement. Okay? Attorneys are a very last resort for denied claims only. But insurance companies in Florida are going to push us to deny, because they have nothing to fear anymore. Okay? So, again, in Florida, totally different than around the other parts of the country. Insurance companies in Florida are predatory. They are not good. So, how the water damage happened is going to play a big role along with your insurance company. And really the size of the claim. Okay? If there's anything a little complex, and if you're going through the claim and you're starting to get an uneasy feel, something just doesn't feel right. Maybe they're not paying it right away, right? They're procrastinating. Communication seems off. They're questioning you a lot, asking you for certain documents, whatever it might be. You'll know. You're going to get that uneasy feeling. If you're in Florida, this is a perfect sign that the insurance company is not going to be your friend and do something that you think they're going to do, which is cover the claim. Other states, yeah, it's the same issues because you're dealing with the same insurance companies, but there's a lot of smaller insurance companies that are okay in other states. They're not as evil and bad as what we face here in Florida. So now you're ready to call the insurance company. If you hired a public adjuster, let the public adjuster call the claim in for you. Okay. If you're doing it on your own, you know, I talked about, well, I didn't really talk about it, but I could talk about it. The last point is about the 15,000. If your claim's over 15,000, I think it would very much be to your advantage to hire somebody to represent you. Just my thoughts, my recommendations. So once you have a facts and you have an idea of the damages, that's when you want to call your insurance company, and after you have the water mitigation company out and after the repairs have been done. Why? It's going to give you a sense of where you stand with a claim, and you're going to feel confident when you're calling the insurance company on your story, okay? And just to make sure, I think you should at least speak with a public adjuster before you contact the insurance company to make sure all your ducks are in a row, right? So that you're not saying the wrong thing. Now, if this person starts to sell you like a used car salesman and tells you, oh yeah, you better sign with me because this is going to happen, this is going to happen, it might be true for what the insurance company does, but I don't think anybody should put pressure on a person if you're just calling to make sure and trying to get the right thing. If anything, think about it, take a day or two, talk about it with your loved one, family, and if you feel comfortable, if the gentleman, the public adjuster, didn't try to sell you a used car and he was actually honest in his advice, maybe that's somebody you want to go back and work with, just to alleviate all the headaches and bullshit you're going to get from the insurance company, right? And the people who know best about this, I'm going to use the most recent, are the Hurricane Ian claim victims in Florida from last year. These people know about the evil insurance companies and what they do. So we're going to be talking about the final couple things here. So repair estimate, all right? If you had a public adjuster, they'll handle this, so don't even worry about it. If you're going to do this by yourself and you have a contractor, what contractors don't do that they should do for you, put in the estimate, is their overhead and profit of 20%. Please make sure they put that in there. So if they're going to charge $11,000 for the work, okay, have them add in another $2,000, $2,500, whatever that amount is, right? It's a little bit short. What is it, $2,250? So have them add in. So now you'll be at we'll just round it off, $13,000 total cost of the job. All right, after 20% overhead and profit. So the insurance company estimate, which is going to be paid by the field adjuster, will be low. It will be lower than what you expect. There's a lot of things they don't put in there, measurements they do wrong on purpose, things they supposedly forget, they don't have, yada, yada, yada. It's the way they play with people, I'll just put it that way. So the final thing in this whole puzzle is the communication. I'm a big believer in my recommendation to always put everything in email. Limit phone calls. When you're submitting an estimate, include all out-of-pocket costs, photos, etc. When you have all that and you're submitting everything in an insurance company, this is how you write the email. In the subject line, you put in the claim number, demand for settlement, dear Mr. Adjuster. Here is our demand for settlement package for $32,000. Attached is the supporting documents, repair estimate, photos, plumbing invoice, hotel stay, etc. Okay? This is similar to the way that I do it. I don't know about other public adjusters, but this is kind of the way I do it. A little bit different wording, but all in all, it'll be pretty good and pretty close to what I do. Hopefully this video helped a little bit. Again, my name is Mike Keeler, licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. Here's my contact info. Have a question? Need help with a claim? Give me a call. Thanks again. Bye-bye.